Hello, my name is Michael Melfi. I am with Taylor English and the TEGC. Today I want to spend a few minutes talking about the question around fundraising and when is the right time to fundraise. It's an interesting question. Ideally, you never have to fundraise, and that's the perfect situation because you've cash flow from day one and self-funded your growth and success. I do realize that's not the most logical or necessary what happens for most people, and so this question comes up of when should we be fundraising? It's a good question to ask. And so as we're doing that, I always start out by saying, when you're thinking about fundraising, long before you ever fundraise, do you have the relationships? Whether it be with a bank, whether it be with investors, have you built those relationships? Because if now's the time to fundraise, whenever that is, do you even have the relationships? Because the fundraising doesn't start when the time is to fundraise, it started way before. So my question to you would be, what are you doing to nurture funding relationships today, long before it's the right time to fundraise? That's the first thing. The next thing is always plan ahead. By planning ahead, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Being able to plan ahead is so important because what you want to do is you don't want to be selling, you don't want to be raising capital when you're in desperation. You want to do it from a place of abundance. You'd rather be selling a dream than desperation. Deal terms aren't as good when you're desperate. Deal terms are really great when you got a dream. So being able to go out to market before you need the money is important. That being said, going out to market requires you to be ready. So assuming you're going to go out because you think you're going to need money in the future and you want to make sure you're getting it done, you have the relationships in place, you're going to want to go to market. When you do that, you got to make sure you have the resources. And that main resources is time. Fundraising is a full-time job. So the right time to fundraise is before you need it and when you have time. That's the secret. So do you have enough time to leave your being in your business or even on your business to focus on fundraising? If the answer is yes, then you should go fundraise. If the answer is no, you may want to reconsider it. The other thing about resources is it is time, there is also some money. You're gonna have some expenses, legal, accounting, a graphic designer, some photography. It's gonna be things that you need to put together, a video, to really be able to sell the dream. You could do it on the back of a napkin or a whiteboard, but you're gonna wanna sell the dream. That takes an investment. And the other thing that a mentor once told me, it's so important, the least expensive thing you're ever gonna do is buy someone a meal. So if it's an investor, you want someone's opinion, just want their opinion, buy them a coffee and talk to them, buy them lunch, buy them breakfast, buy them dinner, buy them a drink, whatever you need to do to spend time. Fundraising is about a relationship. It's about getting to know someone, them getting to know you, about building trust to make an investment in a great idea. So having the time and money to invest in your fundraising is important. The last thing, which is something you typically can't control, is the economy. So right now where we're sitting, not as good as it was 2 years ago. So, assuming you can hold out, I would hold out. There are times that the economy is better when, valuations are soaring. That can sometimes be better than having a situation where you're gonna have down rounds or tightened capital. There's not as much dry powder in the sidelines. But at the end of the day, I think it goes back to, do you have the relationships? Are you selling a dream as opposed to desperation? Do you have the resources to be able to do the fundraise? And you're doing it in an environment where it makes sense, not just for the investors, but for you taking the money and the deal terms to your key stakeholders. My name is Michael Melfi with Taylor English and TEGC. Until the next video, stay investable.